once in a while.
Oh, okay.
All right, you guys.
You're listening to Rock-N-Sexxy UnCensored, bringing you the cutting edge of the entertainment world weekly, hosted by Lynn.
Woohoo! All right, everybody. Welcome back to another amazing episode of Rock-N-Sexxy UnCensored, broadcasting on United Broadcast Network at UBNGO.com, Channel 1, and live streaming on our blog weekly at rockandSexyUncensored.com. I'm your host, Lynn, and joining me tonight is Joe Williamson.
Hey, Amber.
RNSU works overtime to bring you cutting-edge talent from the music and entertainment world. And tonight, we have a very special guest for you guys. This legendary actor has had a long and prolific career that has spanned more than 4 decades. And he's amassed an amazing body of work. He is known for his roles in 3 O'Clock High and his character made famous as Buddy Revell. He played a heartthrob and a seducer in Two Moon Junction in 1988, and he appeared opposite Arnold Schwarzenegger in 1990's Kindergarten Cop. Those are just to name a few. He began his career in the 1980s. His acting break came in the hit TV show Moonlighting, starring Sybil Shepherd and Bruce Willis, and we're going to be talking about that. His first big film role as Buddy Revell in 3 O'Clock High catapulted his career, and he has gone on to star in some of the most famous and memorable films since the 1990s, and he is still going strong. Please welcome to our show legendary actor Richard Tyson.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
How you doing, Richard?
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm glad to be
We
here.
are so honored to
Wow.
have you in
Wow.
our studio live.
Oh, well, yeah. I was saying, do I want to go back? You know.
Do you want to go back?
Yeah,
right?
with all the fire and everything going on. I don't mean to laugh at it, but
Right.
the fire and everything else, the rain.
In LA?
And now the rain. Yeah.
And now the rain, and you thought you were going to come here and it was going to be fire and all that, and then it's pouring down rain and we're like flash flooding
Yeah.
and doing things that you never thought that LA would even do, right?
That's right. That's
And
right.
here you are, and you're actually in town right now, and you're working on a project, and you're
Yeah.
shooting a film,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
So we feel mondo lucky to have been able to get him to come into our studio, and we just want to let you guys in on that. Let's start with Mobile, Alabama, and just go back for your fans and our listeners. What was it like growing up? Did you want to be an actor?
No, I didn't. No, I was going to be a senator like my dad. He was a state senator, and he was in the Navy. He was a dive bomber in World War II and the Korean War.
Wow, my father was in the Korean War. He was in the Air Force.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I need to be out here because when you go for a walk in the park or something, you'll see 5 people that maybe you've seen before, but you know, oh, he's working in the industry. She is too, and they all are. Now you're walking in the place where I hike down in Alabama, and I might see a couple of people I know, but very rarely. And We're not talking about movies, making movies.
They don't talk about making movies in Mobile, Alabama. That's why I asked you that. It doesn't seem like it's the place where somebody would come from. And I'm from Orange County. And
No,
I'm from
we're
Orange
actually booked up, with movies coming in because it's such a diverse situation with the beach and the
in Alabama.
Yeah.
So they are shooting films there now.
Oh yeah.
But were they when you were growing up? What was it like when you were growing up?
Well, I was one of 8 kids. I still am, I guess. Yeah, right. I think so, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Where do you fit in? Are you the youngest?
No, I have 2 older brothers and 2 younger brothers and 3 younger sisters. And my dad was a lawyer who would take care of the shrimpers if they ever got into trouble, when they come back for the weekend. And he would boys, just don't worry about the money. Put the ice chests on the front porch, and we'll have shrimp that night. We had to do our chores, dishes, washing dishes. If you miss 3 meals in a family of 10, you got this. You got this much. It's huge.
I came from a big family, and I completely identify.
You do?
I was the only girl,
Oh.
and I was a girl in all boys. 4 real brothers, four half brothers.
Oh, man.
So I had to do all those dishes. So I do identify with that.
My father says, you better finish that dish or you're not going to be able to play second base today. I'm like, oh, I got to hurry.
So it was all about, you were into playing softball or Little League? You were a Little League player?
Yeah, I did all that. I thought everyone did that, Each one of my brothers did that. But it was family. It was mostly just family. We were a close-knit family, and we went everywhere, like Mardi Gras. The oldest takes the youngest, and then the second oldest takes, the second youngest.
You had to look out for your little younger siblings and stuff.
Right.
That was us too. And there is no family like a Southern family as far as close. There's a closeness in that.
Yeah, and it's the parents are the ones, that folded into their lives, I think.
So you wanted to be a senator like your dad, and you wound up an actor. At what point did you say to yourself, I want to work or I want to be an entertainer? And where'd that come from?
Well, I was kicked off to the baseball diamond. Coach Eddie Stanky, Hall of Famer. He said, we'd been practicing since Thursday, and that's the first practice session, Thursday to Sunday, and no one touches their gloves. It's all running. They run you to death, and I did all 4 days, and on Sunday afternoon, the coach called me over. He said, hey, Tyson, I want to tell you that you're ineligible to play. I'm like, what? He says, yeah, you can work out with us, but you transferred from another university, so you have to wait a year to play in the real games. Wow. I said, I don't know, Coach. I don't know if I.
And this university is college, though. We're talking about college now.
Yeah.
Right?
University of South Alabama. My parents wrote the bill to create the university because they had so many kids they didn't think they could send them all away. And it was USA, University of South Alabama, red, white, and blue. And then the first class was able to decide what kind of icon, you would have. And my dad looked at that. He says, Jaguars? What's a Jaguar? We don't have any Jaguars around here. and it's still Jaguars,
So you couldn't play. So you decided to be an actor.
Oh, that's right. So I said, Coach, and I turned back around before I got to third base, and I said, Coach, tell me one thing. Did you know that I was ineligible on Thursday? On Thursday? Because you ran my butt off, unnecessarily. If I'm not playing, what am I running for, But you always want a good workout.
So you're in college already, and you finally decide, I'm going to be an actor.
Yeah,
Was it just...
I walked, it came out of the air.
I'm just going to be an actor.
No, it just, I was walking away from the baseball diamond that same day. That's why I was telling you about it. And I turned around and I see this old-timey building, that was, they brought it out to the university. They numbered all the boards, and then putting them together again. I said, wow, look at that. And I saw some students go in. I said, I want to know what's going on over there. And I opened the door, and it was a thrust theater in this old building. And the seats went up from the stage all the way on each side. That's a thrust theater,
Yeah.
And one more step, and I was right downtown mid-center, and I was like, oh, sorry. I said, what's going on, this girl? I said, what's your name? She says, Jen. I'm like, oh, no, we're going to have some gin, I guess, to talk about. I don't know.
Her name was Jen.
That's
Jen? Jen.
Gin.
Oh, as in gin, the alcohol.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
Anyway.
Anyway.
We're going to have some gin. Okay.
Anyway, I walked in and I said they were doing auditions for the whole play. Butterflies Are Free. It was a movie back in the maybe early 70s or something like that. But there's a play. And so I watched the whole thing for 2.5 hours. The girl that was talking to me says, go behind the lights and stay up there and don't interrupt anybody. I'm like, okay. And so it was at the end, and the stage manager and the director, they were about to close up, and they were about to finish things. And I said, hey, can I try that? And they said, come down in the light. Says, we're all pretty when we're 18, right?
Right.
And so they pull me into the light. He says, yeah, come on over here. Yeah, what are you doing, I said, I've never been in a theater, And
you're a good-looking kid. You're a good-looking kid.
Well,
I mean, you're still a good-looking kid.
Oh, you're
Richard.
20.
Right. But when you were in high school, when you were coming out of college, and you first started acting, you were a heartthrob. You took the industry by storm.
Yeah, I made a couple of wrong decisions.
So you decided to jump on a plane, a bus, and jump. You came to Hollywood to pursue your acting dream.
Oh yeah, I brought shoes. I brought I bought everything. Books. It's like now I travel lighter. It's like 2 pairs of jeans and some T-shirts.
So something in you said, I want to be an actor. I want to be an entertainer. I want to do this.
Yeah.
I want to do this with the rest of my life.
Well, it didn't hit me that day we were talking about it, but it eventually did. I went to, my brother handed me the ticket and says, I've counted them, and there's 47 people in this parking lot to see you go, and your mother to see you go be in the movies. You better do it. He was a big guy, played for
Your
Alabama.
older brother.
Younger brother, but he's a big old guy, He goes, I'm getting on the damn bus, Adrian. What do you want me to do? I can't go any faster.
So you got on the bus and you came to Hollywood by yourself.
I had my thumb out the window, and the girls are crying and the boys are cheering. It was made for Hollywood. I think so. Yeah, so I came out here.
So your first acting role, what is in history, okay, is that you came out and you landed the TV show Moonlighting, which starred Sybil Shepherd, who was huge at
Yeah.
the time,
Yeah.
and Bruce Willis.
Hmm.
So you just came right in and just kind of took the world by storm.
Well, it's like I've never been an extra,
Wasn't intended
and I've
to
got
be.
good friends that are extras. They love it,
Right.
But I
How did you get that role, though? Did you just read for it and that you were perfect for the role, or?
well, years before when I was on the bus coming back from Universal Studios, I was near Fox, you know where that is on the west side, and I saw two trailers and they were empty, and I'm like, those have to be casting trailers, they have to be, and there was no security. I'm like, I'm getting off the bus. I might lose my busboy job, but damn it, I'm gonna go check this out. And I was walking over towards them, and they were facing out this way, and I said, I'm gonna fate, left or right, which one are you gonna do, and I finally just stopped so that they both could see me, and this was a Monday afternoon at 1:30, and so I just stood there, and I said, you're gonna need one of these, you're gonna need one soon, and I'm like, I stood there all day. Nobody walked by me. There were no cars in the parking lot. They had locked it off for the new casting. And the next day, I was there at 8 a.m. and I stood there all day long, all the way to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm still standing there. I went home,
Right.
But I'm standing there. Okay. Last chance, I'm going to try something else next week, but I'm not just going to stand here anymore.
So you just kept going from casting to casting, and then you just kept re-auditioning and auditioning.
Well, this one, this is after. Now, I come back from going back. Anyway, she told me to go away and train and come back. Jane Feinberg told me that. It was the best advice I had. If you're going to have a lifelong career as an actor or in that business, you need to go back and train. And I did, and I left, and it turns out it was 5 years. 5 years I left, and I have my master's.
But this is after you hit Moonlighting.
That's what I'm saying is that was there. And Jane Feinberg said to me, do you have an agent? I said, no, I don't have, I've got a list from the Guild. She goes, we know a bunch of them, and, when I got there, I've got two stories going on. I'm standing out in the parking lot waiting. On Friday, the heavy-set woman leaned out and says, do you want some water? I'm like, I'd like to thank the Academy. I'd like to thank, my parents, Jesus, everybody, And I went in and I met her. I said, you want a monologue? She goes, that's theater. We don't want that. I'm like, okay, lady, you don't want that. All right. Well, it's a good monologue, sweet bird of youth, and I just started going into the monologue. And now and she's responding to my monologue like I'm talking to her. And she's finally, after a while, she goes, oh. And she sat back and listened to the rest of my audition, She was talking in the middle of it back to me.
And she became your agent?
No, she goes, they called I'm trying to remember their names. I can't remember their names.
So who was your first big acting agent? And I want to skip to. I don't want to interrupt, but I want to skip to
Oh, please
your
do.
first big movie role in 1987, because I researched extensively. So your first big movie role in 1987 was Universal Pictures movie, and you may have done other work, but the big one that you're known for was in Universal Pictures' 3 O'Clock High. Somebody on our social media pages commented yesterday it was the most underrated film, and your performance was so underrated of the impact that it had at that time on the era. And this is somebody who is somebody I know to be a critic, and he doesn't pull punches. So, and he said that. He said the movie 3 O'Clock High was executive produced by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Back before, maybe even before he was,
He was
giganormous.
Well,
right?
he was on his way.
He was still doing right. Another one who came out of the chute just as talented as anybody could be. And your character, Buddy Revell. And there is a quote from you that says, "Every day of my life, people come up to me and say, Buddy Revell!" And you've never gotten away from it, that you hit it right out of the park with this character. And we do have this. We want to show it to the fans. So for those of you who don't already know this character, and so many people instantly, Richard Tyson, Buddy Revell! That's what you instantly hear. So take a look at this.
I guess I should have known from the beginning. It was going to be one of those days.
His name is
Jerry Mitchell.
Hi, Jerry.
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 Hi, I'm Jerry Mitchell. I'm with the school paper.
He just met the new kid in school.
The guy's the closest thing to Charlie Manson ever seen at Weaver.
Now,
we're gonna have a fight today after school.
He's got 6 hours to get out of it.
It's been quite a morning, Jerry.
You'll say that again.
He'll try running.
I wouldn't leave school without a good reason.
He'll try bribery.
If I can get the money, do you think you'd do it for me?
Revell will never bother you again. Guaranteed.
He'll try robbery.
I hear you're giving Jerry Mitchell a hard time.
Till finally,
The fight is on. You and me in the parking lot, 3 o'clock.
Jerry's got a lot on his mind.
10 seconds.
But he's not thinking about math or English.
5 seconds.
Because at 3 o'clock, he's gonna make history.
There isn't gonna be any fight today!
3 O'Clock High, rated PG-13.
There he is. The beloved Buddy Revell.
That's right, man. I mean, when I pass, they're going to say Buddy Revell.
So when you made this, though, were you proud of the fact that you did such a great job that you became so famous instantly for this role? Or was it something that later on you kind of felt like you had been typecast and stuck in this role?
Typecasting's better than no casting.
Right?
Yes.
I agree with that.
And I never
Absolutely.
felt like that. I never blamed anybody. I left for 5 years. I was in ballet class thinking about Hollywood and what I was going to do, when I finally got back. And
this is after or before Buddy Revell?
this is before.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you come back, you hit it right out of the park with this, and then you go right into a completely different type of movie and character, and that we have to mention, Two Moon Junction, because so many women out there are just going sway.
That
Right?
movie changed my life.
Right? And you also, and what people don't realize is it was kind of in competition at the time with Mickey Rourke became very famous for 9.5 Weeks, and Two Moon Junction was competition to that, right? Co-starring Sherilyn Fenn, who is an amazing, you play a heartthrob and a seducer. You did a great job. Just had a look at it last night.
Oh.
And then you
okay.
became like Hollywood heartthrob material.
Maybe.
Go from high school bully to Hollywood heartthrob, right?
Well, if you do good in school, see.
You do good in school. You get rewarded. That's great. What was it like working with Sherilyn?
It was fantastic. You know, when I first met her, we were over at the director's house over near Penmar. And I was playing golf, but his house was right there, so I was go over there. And they're doing this stuff, and he's doing this movie. And he said, "Here's a picture that the producer wants you to. That's who he wants us to pick." And I turned around. I said, "That looks just like him. It looks just like the producer that wanted that guy. It looked like him." It's like, he goes, "So help me out." The director goes, "Please help me out. Help me out." I said, "I'll answer you, you know." And I had the audition later that week and got the role. Got it. Bad.
And that was you are that film. That film is about you. She's in the film, and obviously you're a co-star. But it is the character that embodies, the way you embody that character is you are that film.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Says, "You want to go to the circus?"
So the next thing we want to talk about, and you mentioned it a few minutes ago.
What's that?
Kindergarten Cop.
Oh, yeah. Kindergarten Cop.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, yeah. Schwarzenberger, as I call
Right.
him. Yeah. He was great to me. He was top of the notch, you know. I first saw him in person when I walked into the studios, you know, the soundproof studios, and they're all empty, you know, and there are people in the middle at a couple of tables, and Arnold's there. And he's with his English teacher, trying to work out the words he can't quite, you know, say right. You know.
He does have a sometimes heavy accent. Yeah.
But he
Not so much anymore.
he was still working on it, you know. Not so much anymore, right? And,
right. No.
and he
he's
was
worked on it.
dedicated.
Yeah.
I immediately was impressed, you know.
Yeah.
But Two Moon Junction.
Kindergarten Cop.
Oh,
with Arnie.
that's right. Sorry, kindergarten.
Okay.
I went back to Two Moon Junction.
How could you not? It's kind of hard not to want to go back to Cheryl and Finn over Arnie. They both have great bodies, though, right?
Yeah, I guess.
One of the things I think I want to ask you is, out of all the films that you have done, and there have been so many. I mean, we could, you know, there's something about Mary.
Oh yeah.
Black Hawk Down.
Kingpin.
There's another Fairley Brothers movie.
Black Hawk Down. You co-starred in the film with Tom Sizemore.
Yeah.
He is in the press right now. And I just wanted to ask you about that because apparently he's on life support. He's had a stroke in the last week or so, and this is out of nowhere, coming out of nowhere. And God bless you, Tom, and your family at this very trying time. I just wanted to ask you about that.
Well, it hurts, you know, it hurts deeply. We were in Morocco for 5 months with 50 actors at the Hilton. What? So you get to know everybody, you know.
Right.
You know. And the weird thing was, everything that I've been in has played in Morocco. I'm like Bruce Willis over there.
Right.
But I forgot what I was telling you about.
No, we're talking about Tom Sizemore in Black Hawk Down. And
he was great, you know. He's a good friend, great friend, you know. Love life.
Does it hurt to see your peers like Bruce Willis, who just as well is struggling now with frontal lobe dementia out of nowhere. I never expected that. And Tom Sizemore to come and see that, life is lifing on people.
Yes, it is. Yes,
and it hurts. It hurts all of us. We're all getting older. We're all.
I've never been this old.
You're looking good, though. You are. You're looking good. You're doing good. You're still working and
I
kicking
got a 20
ass.
for you.
I'll take it. Is there anything you haven't done in your career yet, Richard, that you still want to do? Is there any character you want to portray? Is there any movie that you've always wanted to do? I remember my brother was a big director. He had that one movie in his back pocket all the time that he was ready to pull out that had to get done before he went. And he did. And he never got to do that movie.
Oh.
Is there one of those for you?
Well, I have a list of scripts that I've written, and I definitely want to do Grandfather. Grandfather is based on a true story of my relatives growing up. I think it was my great-great-grandfather, and Appomattox, and they were going to Appomattox to, just do the right thing. This movie, it's based on a true story of when Robert E. Lee surrendered. And my great-great-grandfather was about to leave with a horse full of package and all that, for the trip. Says, where's my boy, my friend, and his friend comes around and he's all packed up too. So they're both going. One's black and one's white, and they weather the storm in the Civil War, So I think the people will need to see this movie.
Who's your character in this film?
I play Grandfather.
You play Grandfather.
Yeah.
I was going to say that. It's a perfect role.
Yeah.
I'd like to see that get done.
Yeah, me too. And I think it's just important for right now to, let's relax. We're all in this together, just...
Unity.
Yeah. Calm
to show
down.
some unity. Exactly. So one of our favorite directors is Harley Wallen.
All right, me too.
Right?
Yeah.
He's such a great guy. He's been on our show several times. As a matter of fact, Harley Wallen had you on my show before when you were promoting a film you had done, Betrayed. And you did a call-in, remember? And Harley was the guest on the show, and we got to talk to you, and we were really excited. It was a great, great movie. And I remember... there is another film, and we do have somebody who is going to be a part of the show who wants to do a call-in. Has she come in on the line yet? She should be coming in anytime. Is she here now? So you were in a film with her called Eternal Code.
And the upcoming Finding Nicole, too.
So please welcome to our show, Miss Vita Ghaffari's with us, right? Is she there?
Yes, hello, good evening. It's so great to hear all your wonderful voices. Such an honor to be on. Many kudos to you, Amber, to Joseph as well. And Richard Tyson, I just got to say, it was such an honor to work with you. One of the scenes I had to do with you, I had to show my profile, and it was a close-up. And as a woman of Middle Eastern descent, I hate to show my profile. And you said something so kind to me. You put me at ease. You're just such a generous, giving actor and just such a fabulous person and such a great talent. So it's truly an honor, and it's so great to see you thrive over the years. And you're just such a great talent.
Well, you're sweet. Thank you. That's so... you're going to tear me up here.
Vita, what was the name of the character that you portrayed with Richard, and what movie was it?
It was an Eternal Code. I played Nikita.
You was Richard's love interest in it.
Evil villain.
You got to be Richard's love interest. What does he rate as a kisser?
Well, I guess it speaks for himself. He's got to speak for himself. But I'm sure when you get your, career lifetime achievement, you're such an amazing actor. But you've had such, amazing leading ladies. I'm sure there's going to be like a kissing montage for you, Richard. But I will say that you really put me at ease. I was very uncomfortable with the close-up, and you said that I reminded you of your mother and that she was part Native American. And I don't know, there's something you just said put me at ease, and I stopped thinking about my profile, and you just have a knack with people. You're great with human nature. And we have two things in common. I think I might have told you that day, but I can't remember. It was so crazy when we were shooting. I was almost born in Alabama, and I come from a long line of Freemasons as well. So I knew it was going to be a great experience working with you. I called you Buddy Revell.
You called him Buddy Revell, and he told you that you reminded him of his mother right before you went into an on-screen kissing scene with him? That must have been a little weird, right? Although, the MILF is really in style
I was like, God, I hate.
I'm sorry, what, Vita?
I think I said I hate showing my profile. It reminds me of, not to age myself, but the driver's license learning permit?
Right.
And even my father was like, gosh, our daughter should not do driver's license permit photos because, the Middle Eastern profile is not the best one unless it's, unless I go to my favorite plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills. But,
Vita.
Yeah, so I have a naturally big schnoz, and he just put me at ease. He told me I reminded him of his mother, and I guess I believed it.
Well,
So, my hair was in a braid, and I'm like, your mother has dark braids, and he's like, my mother is part Native.
Everybody loves their mother, and that is definitely a compliment. And guess what, guys? We do have Eternal Code. We're going to have a look at it really quick for the fans. This is the scene in the film that they're talking
the trailer.
about. The trailer. Eternal Code.
Let's drop the subject down another 2 degrees. And let's slow the heartbeat and the breathing down.
Downloading the brain and then planting that in another host brain.
They're selling this technology to the highest bidder, and I will not be moved. I vote no.
These are some of the most powerful people in the world. She's about to spoil their attempt at life everlasting.
The richest of the rich have your fountain of youth.
This could give them a new body and a new life.
If you don't change your position, I can't protect you.
We're breaking so many laws right now, Oliver. Get it done.
Understood? There's $5 million in it for you and your boys.
My parents are my key to my house. Please don't do this.
What happened here?
Family's missing.
The whole family is missing.
I'm gonna help. I need to know what you know.
I will let them go as soon as we complete the merger. In her absence, the board has the authority to cast her vote.
The purpose of his technology was never so that we could play God.
This thing is way bigger than either you or I.
Don't worry about the odds too much.
There he is, Richard Tyson and Vita Ghaffari in Eternal Code. One of our favorite directors, Harley Wallen, was in that. Thank you, Vita. Are you still there?
She hung up.
Okay, so Vita hung up. We'll get back to Vita Ghaffari again. And a very exciting film that Joe brought up, he wanted to make sure that we talked about was Kingpin.
Kingpin. Yeah, I'm not a bowler. What am I?
You're not a bowler?
No.
Did you like doing the movie, or?
Yeah, I did. I had my good friends up there. They wrote the script, and I'm the manager or owner of a strip club.
Really?
Yeah, and you know the name of it?
What?
It's Stiffies.
That's funny. I bet there is one called that. I bet you $1 million.
Oh, I think that's the name of the one we used. It was already standing before the movie. And I think that's what they go by.
Not bad. You always got to have that strip club in the back of, the film, right?
Well, the Farrelly brothers do.
What about you, Joe? What's your favorite Richard Tyson film?
I think it was 3 O'Clock High. You know, that was one of my favorites. She was amazing in it. Although, like I said, I did also love you in Eternal Cold. I thought you was great in that. And then you've got so many great projects. It's hard to keep track of all of them. And then, but I'm really excited with, like I said, Finding Nicole you've got coming out. And then I know you've got another film with Jimmy Drain coming out, The Dead Rose, which is I'm excited about, and some other projects too.
Oh yeah, thank you.
No, my pleasure.
Nice.
And so the film that you're working on right now is still under wraps. The one you're in LA, that you're working on right now.
Yeah.
So you don't want to give us any clues on that. Well, what if you've got backers out there, fans who want to?
We're looking for something.
Right.
That's what we're doing.
So Richard's got a couple of friends in the studio with him tonight. We just wanted to. One of them is in the film we just saw.
Yeah, we just saw it.
Go ahead and open the door, Caesar, and ask the guys if they want to come in and say hello and get an introduction.
Yeah, tell them just.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, how was Bruce Willis to work with?
Bruce was fine, man. He gave me some tips, whether I needed them or not.
Right.
But
hey guys, how you doing? Come on in and join the show. We wanted
just
to say
saw you
hello.
on TV.
We were just showing the trailer for Eternal Code, and Richard said that one of you guys is in it.
No, they're not.
Oh, they're not.
Someone might be.
Yeah. Were you in
Not
that?
me.
No.
Oh, he said somebody was in the trailer for one of the films we just saw.
He was.
Seth Vernon.
Hi, Seth. This is Seth Vernon, everybody. Welcome to the show. Hi, Seth. How you doing? You're an actor, too?
I am.
Or do you work with Richard on the project?
Yeah. I've been working with Richard, and I also am taking a class with him in Santa Monica. And
Oh, yeah. I'm teaching.
Harvell's.
You're teaching a class now?
Yeah.
Have a seat, bud.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're the man, not you, him.
Hey, what's going on? Hi, Mom.
Rock and roll.
Right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you guys are working on a project right now together, right? You good? You comfy?
Yeah, this
We want
is
to make sure our legend is taken care of here in the studio,
good.
guys.
Legend.
We just want to
okay.
say hi to you guys and get you to come in and introduce you.
Yeah,
Thank you
So
so much.
you're-
Thank you.
Where maybe some of our fans might know you guys from some of the projects you're working on these days.
We're working on a project, Marina Park Boys with Rich. It's a mockumentary.
Okay.
We just had to say something.
No, that's okay. And you're doing a class now. You do have an acting class.
Yeah.
I did see that online.
You
right?
did? Oh,
Yeah, I did see something about that when I was doing research on you. So what is the name of it? How can people get in touch and do, what is it?
I have no
workshop?
idea.
Is it a workshop that
Eric,
you
what
guys are
is-
doing?
It's a workshop. So Harvell's in Santa Monica. Saturday.
It's on
at 1
4th
o'clock.
Street.
Find
Oh
out.
yeah, I used to live down there in Santa Monica.
More of a
Down-
master class, really, like just, you know.
Right.
Didn't Richard take over from Tom Sizemore for that?
Yes, we're praying for Tom here. God bless you, sir.
Praying till the last minute, right?
Legend. Met him once through my friend Trevor Sims, film producer. But
And
Rich-
so,
Rich is
Richard,
taking
you're
over.
you're taking over for right now.
Yeah, we were going to exchange places if he had a movie when we first started to do it years ago.
Right.
And so.
Let's bring you just a little closer to your mic, Richard. Sorry.
Yeah.
Just to make sure we don't lose you.
Okay, don't lose me.
Don't lose your sound. And so now you're working on it. And so how can fans get to more information on this? How do they follow you and get information on it?
Tyson officially on Instagram is Richard's Instagram, account. Just if you're in Santa Monica, in the Los Angeles area, Saturday at 1 o'clock, Harvell's in Santa Monica.
And
Can't
you
miss
guys
it.
are going to be in his latest film that's coming up that we still haven't. We haven't
Top
revealed
secret.
it yet, right, guys?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, everything's in progress. The title, everything, just
In production.
in production.
Right.
It's a comedy. That's all we're saying.
Awesome. It's nice to meet you, and thank you guys for coming out with him. We wanted to say hey
Oh my God, big fan.
for a
God
minute,
bless.
okay?
Love you.
Awesome.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, and we'll be out afterwards. We're going to take some pictures and stuff
Thank
like
you.
that. Thank you,
Hey,
guys.
can y'all do that one time?
See that? He comes with an entire entourage here. One of the things I did want to ask about is Bruce Willis and what's going on with Bruce today. You said he gave you some tips of whether you needed it or not.
Yeah, but you know, I'm kidding. You know, he was joking. You know, he was, you know, playing. You know?
Right.
So, and you know, he had a line and I had a line, and then we had 4 more hours.
What an amazing actor and what an amazing career that Bruce Willis has had, and to come full circle like
I hope
this
he
in the
pulls out of
shocking.
it.
Well, I don't think that frontal lobe dementia is something that you can pull out of. And, you know, I also lost my brother who was a director and an actor. And we were talking earlier about what's going on with Tom Sizemore. And he wound up, you know, passing away in my arms in the hospital. And he was 52 years old. So
It's way too young.
It's really young. And it's so great for me, and I think for our industry as well, to see somebody like you that has been in the industry for over 4 decades now, and to still be going strong.
You know,
And looking good. Richard, you look great. You're healthy.
I need to carry 20s around.
Right? You look great.
Thank you, sir.
You're healthy. And where are you going from here? What's next for you?
I'm going to be here, and then I'm going to New Jersey for a Comic-Con.
Okay.
And
do you know the name of the New Jersey Comic-Con? Because
no, I don't. It's March 20th through, you know, 23rd or 4th.
So you'll be down there signing autographs for your fans and meeting and greeting people, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever been out to Chiller? I'm sure they would love to have you at Parsippany, New Jersey.
I have maybe 20 years ago, and I went, and I felt so slimy for charging someone $100 for a damn autograph, you know? I was just like, I'm one of 8 kids, man. Come on.
What's his name? Kevin? I've done Chiller too as well, and so they don't do that at Comic-Con? They don't charge, or they don't charge that much?
No, they charge. Yeah, no, it's money, I guess.
Right. So you'll be out there meeting and greeting with your fans, and that's going to be on March 23rd. So be looking for them there. And in the meantime, guys, where can your fans go follow you on social media and all your links like that? Are you on Twitter, Facebook? I know that somebody was very busy last night.
As Eric said earlier, Richard Tyson, the official, on Instagram and also on Facebook as well.
I can't get through to him. I don't know the passwords. I don't know anything about it.
Your people handle all that.
Huh?
Your people handle all that.
They will? Okay.
Well, they were definitely doing a great job last night. We want to really thank Richard Tyson's wife.
Karen.
What's her name?
Carrie's my girlfriend.
Carrie. Oh, Carrie. Okay. Wife, girlfriend. Carrie. Thank you, Carrie, for the great job that you did, and for just being so receptive and taking care of all that for us.
Yes,
we really
thank you,
appreciate
sweetheart.
it, right? What a sweetheart to be right there as a right arm for you, right?
Absolutely.
Taking care of business for her man, and that's what's always great. Richard, thank you.
My
so
pleasure.
much for coming in to do our show. We're so grateful to have you and so honored to have you in the studio tonight. And we wish you all the best success. And if there's any project that you want, you know, us to promote for you or anything like that, then we are happy to do it, right?
Of course, yes.
All right,
That's
you guys,
fantastic.
guess what? That is all the time we have for tonight's episode of Rock-N-Sexxy Uncensored. I want to thank our special guest tonight, legendary actor Richard Tyson, live in the studio for you. Also, guys, follow us on all of our social media links so that you can stay updated on our projects and our show. And for advertising and sponsorship, you can check our blog at rocknSexxyUncensored.com, or you can send me an email direct at amberlynnmedia@gmail.com. That's it. Peace out.
Ciao.
Thank you for tuning in to Amber Lynn's Rock-N-Sexxy Uncensored, available on rockandSexxyUncensored.com. Don't forget to hit us up on all your favorite social media links, and tune in next week for another amazing episode of Rock-N-Sexxy Uncensored.